You wake up with a pounding headache in a room that looks like your own, but doesn't feel quite right. By your bedside is a cute girl who introduces herself as Nagi, your adorable, doting girlfriend. Nagi informs you that you're very sick, but don't worry, she's going to do her very best to take care of you. That would be all and well, good, but... if Nagi really is your girlfriend, why can't you remember her? Hello, Lynx here, and we are sitting to Girlfriend Simulator by ebi-hime, a game that was released quite some time ago, to be fair, because in 2022, in September, for 2022 Spooktober VN. Wow, this game has been sitting like on my PC to be played for quite some time then. I'm surprised we haven't touched this earlier. But yes, we are sending to it now in, well, the end of April. I mean, it's almost September 2022, yeah. April 2024, yeah, almost the same date. Let's get to it. The pain, when it hits me, is intense. It comes on so suddenly, I feel like I'm going to be sick. It hurts more than I thought it would. It hurts more than I can endure. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. But when a miracle happens, my vision turns white. My lungs spasm in one last desperate gasp. And then there is nothing. I am finally free! I thought it would be scary, which is why I trembled so much, but I think I'm getting used to it now. It's not that bad, really, not existing. There are worse things you can do than disappear. Hey, Ayomo, can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. Wake up, you have to wake up, don't do this to me. Ayomo! Ah, it sounds like somebody's calling out to me. I can hear a voice, high and anxious, cleaving through my comfortable, cozy state of non-existence. My head is starting to hurt again. What's going on? What a cutie pie, right? I open my eyes slowly, grudgingly, a glance upwards. There is somebody standing by my bedside. Somebody I don't know? She has long fair hair tied into a ponytail. Looks like a side stay to me, to be fair, but... I'm a fan of side tails for some reason, well, when it comes to, like, anime, visual novel, and so on characters. Ponytails are also super nice for. And she's wearing clothes which I suppose are fairly fashionable. Don't ask me about that. As far as appearances goes, she's quite cute. Yeah, and it doesn't hurt that her face is so sweet either. Yeah. Her eyes are very white, her iris is indigo, and her nose is small and snub. Her lips are pale pink like cherry blossoms, and their apartheid is what I suppose is concern. Her skin is white like milk, or like snow, and her fingers are slender. I freaking love like actual like kind of milky, snowy kind of skin. Yeah, I like that. She's slender in general, really, so much so it looks like a gust of wind could blow her away. She's so pristine in her ruffled blouse and her high-waisted skirt, she hardly looks human. What? What do you mean by that? Her facial features are all too perfectly arranged. I can see a single blemish on her skin. She's almost too pretty. What is a girl like this doing in my apartment? I feel dazed, and the girl's brief exclamation of relief when I open my eyes does little to treasure me. This isn't a dream.
thank goodness. I'm so glad you're finally awake. You were out of hours, Ayumu. I was so worried.
I don't know her name, but she seems to know mine. Are we friends, then? We must be more than acquaintances, given the familiar way she's talking to me. I don't remember having any friends like her I don't remember having any friends at all. Wasn't that why I... +5 to Anis. Oh no. No, I'd better not think about that. My head is starting to hurt again. I'm sorry, but it's all kind of a lot. What's going on?
Oh, you poor thing. You really must be sick if you had to ask that.
I'm sick?
Yes, you are, yes. You're very, very sick. Your temperature was almost 38 degrees when I last checked.
Oh, in my case that would mean I'm fine. It's kind of funny. I don't feel like 38 degrees. It doesn't influence me.
You were passed out when I came here and that was... I'd say it was about 2 hours ago. I've kept myself busy since then cleaning this place up, but I was very worried about you.
What a good girl.
I'm glad you decided to call me this morning. I'd hate to think of you suffering on your own. You were so hot. I was even thinking I might have to call the hospital.
The hospital? I blinked, trying to disperse the white. Hazy spots which are flickering in front of my vision. My apartment is shifting, and so is this girl's concerned face. It feels a bit like my reality is being filtered through an old VCR player. Oh man, the VCR players. It's been a while since I had one. Everything keeps juddering. Am I really that sick?
You look pretty sick, yeah. For you haven't actually been sick, thank goodness. But it's a relief. It seems like your fever might be breaking now, for you sound pretty lucid for the most part. Maybe I should test you for... How many fingers am I holding up?
I mean... It depends. You could say 1 or 2, given the thumb, but... just the one?
That's right. And now?
It's still just 1.
Good, good, good. I'm glad there is no problems with your vision at least. Now what's your favorite food?
Pork cutlet, I think.
Ooh, book? Your favorite book?
That's... it's a light novel series actually, but I love Elf Forest by Tsuchimi Rui. You know that now I have to check that. If there is something like that, I'm that kind of person. Elf Forest. Tsuchimi Rui. Oh, that's a good one. So there is Rui, a character, and there is a game called All the Words She Wrote by Ebi-hime. So, it's a visual novel. That's hilarious. I love when devs do that. Devs who release more games, basically. Like, in some way to, like, gently squeeze their own creation from the past, for example. Or from the future. That would be even more interesting. If you drop something, like a book over here, for example, and that book would be released in the future, in this case a game. That would be super interesting. I have not looked at the date of the release of that other game, basically, but I'm not googling it again.
Right, and your birthday?
That's October 6th, I think.
Very good. And my birthday?
That is... Crap! I don't know the answer to this. Not that this should come to us too much of a surprise. How am I supposed to know this girl's birthday when I don't even know her name?
Oh.
I pondered this for a few minutes, my expression contorting. The girl must see my obvious distress because eventually she takes pity on me.
Silly Ayumu. You've always been so bad with birthdays. My birthday is only a few days before yours, on October 1st. Don't forget it, alright?
October 1st. Should I take notes? Just in case. Birthday. October 1st. I'm relatively good with dates if it's people that I care about. Otherwise, you bet I don't remember.
Maybe you ought to make a note of it. It might come in handy later.
I just did. I'm 5 steps ahead of you. When exactly?
When you want to buy me a birthday present. Duh. For being such a great girlfriend.
The girl giggles.
And what about my name? Don't tell me you've forgotten that too.
You are... It's here that I begin to... It's here that I begin to struggle. I thought I might recognize this girl the more time passed, but we've been talking for a few minutes. Yeah, and that still hasn't happened. Ayumu, you should have read the description of the game. I know, because of that. I can't recall her name for the life of me. It isn't even on the tip of my tongue. The girl frowns. Well, and pout.
Well, that's no good. I thought you were on demand, but maybe I was just jumping the gun. I mean, gee. Imagine forgetting your own girlfriend.
Huh? Now that's surprised if I ever heard one. You're my girlfriend.
That's right. I'm Nagi, and we've been together for a month already.
For a month? 1 month. I guess you would know the date of birthday of someone you date for a month. Probably. I think I knew it all every time. Anywho.
We were talking to each other for longer than that, of course.
What do you mean?
We've only been going out for a little bit, but I thought you'd recall at least that much. I thought I was special to you.
Oh, great. Now she's pouting at me, and it's quite effective, actually. What should I do? Reassure her. Tell her you don't remember her. Tempting. I mean, because we don't. Let's reassure. We'll see where this is going. Oi, oi, you're special to me. You're plenty special, I'm sure. I just feel a little mixed up now, it's all. My head is killing me.
Well, so long as you're sorry. It's to be expected, I guess, that you'd be a little confused since you have such a high fever. Would like me to fetch you an ibuprofen? What about some water?
Oh, no, don't go that fear away. I'm sure I will live. +2 anise. Why?
You'd better if you don't than I would.
You would what? You would what?
Well, let's not worry about that right now, eh?
You would what? Finish your thoughts.
I think you need to sleep now. More than anything. Do you want to get some more shut-eye?
Do you mind? It would seem a bit rude for inviting you over, then spending the whole time asleep.
Oh!
I think, like, it's not like I invited her for. I feel like she invited herself in.
Oh, think nothing of it. I came here to help you after all, and if sleeping will help you, which I think it will, then that's what you should do. Don't worry about me. You should be thinking about yourself right now, silly. Just relax, you hear? Your super cute girlfriend is going to do her darndest to help you recover. I'm not going to leave you until we've got that fever of yours under control and that throne turned upside down.
Right. Nagi's voice is high-pitched and it hits me like a freight train. It's relentless. And naturally, if listening to her spiel is making me feel much better. My head is aching still, for I suppose I appreciate how determined she is to cheer me up. I still can't quite recall having a girlfriend, for especially not one this devoted, but... whatever. I'm sick, I must be confused. Like Nagi said, I shouldn't pay this too much heed. I yelled. Tears begin to bed in the corners of my eyes. Obediently, my eyelids begin to fall shut. I feel so...
Yes, that's right. Get some more sleep, Ayuma. Sleep as much as you like. I'm not going to leave you. I'll always be here to take care of you. I promise.
I'm not sure how long I sleep for, but when I wake up, I feel distinctly groggy. I really got up to disperse the white spots that are scattered in front of my vision. The back of my head is still pounding. I still feel out of it, regardless of how much I've slept, which might be why the sight of the girl sitting at my bedside shocks me so much. It takes me a few moments before I realize that I've seen her before. She was sitting next to me the last time I woke up. She said her name was... Nagi?
That's right. Oh, it's good to see that you're awake, Ayuma. You were out of it for ages, eh? You really must be tired.
Ah, well, that answers one question I had. I was wondering how long I'd been asleep. I'm pretty tired, yeah. I look at my bedside table, searching for my digital alarm clock, but I can't find it. Now that's funny. I was sure that I had a clock there, for I don't recall using it very much, not in the last few months at least. I didn't have any need for it. Did I throw it out? I don't remember doing that for... Oi! Stop giving me so much unease. Why twice? Over a clock? I don't remember much of anything.
Oh!
Nagi must have noticed my expression twisting because she frowns.
Is something bothering you? You're not in any pain, are you?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I just want to know what time it was, if you knew.
The time? I think it's about midday. You woke up at 9, but you've been sleeping the last 3 hours.
3 hours? That's quite a lot.
Yeah, you were asleep for a while. Like I said, you poor thing. You've been laid very low indeed, but don't worry. I've not been hanging around doing nothing these last 3 hours. I actually made some rice porridge for you to shore up your strength.
You did? I don't see any rice porridge for...
I did, yeah. It's still in the kitchen. Let me warm it up for you.
Nagi raised her feet, the hem of her skirt fluttering, then sets off. I hear the sound of distant clattering in the kitchen, or pots and pans, and then the shuffle of returning footsteps. Nagi's wearing indoor slippers, so her feet don't make very much noise. Her footsteps are cushioned. You'd be surprised, but there are people out there who are capable of making way too much noise while still wearing slippers. There are people like that. I guess she doesn't want to get my floor dirty. What do you mean? You either wear slippers or you don't wear anything at all. I believe in that. If you wear the shoes that you wear normally outside, there is something wrong with you. Not that it matters. It matters, by the way. Don't wear outdoor shoes inside of the house. Anyway, my floor is filthy, just like the rest of my room. No, it's not. By the way, can we hide the... Oh, that's how we do that. Makes sense. It should be at least, but my surroundings look tidier than I remember. My alarm clock isn't the only thing I see that's gone missing. I've been asleep.
Ta-da! Nurse Nagi is back on the scene.
Nagi appears before me. Less than 5 minutes after her departure, she's smiling brightly and she's holding a tray.
This is for you, Ayamo. Eat up.
On the tray, which Nagi is now thrusting at me, there is a bowl of warmed up rice porridge, from which steam is gently exuding, and a cup of herbal tea. Mmm. The rice porridge is milky white, and the tea is a translucent copper color. They both look nourishing, and they smell pretty good too. I can't see anything wrong with this food, not at a glance, at least, but... Is this safe to eat? Nagi, I trust you. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. If this porridge tastes as good as it looks, it should be delicious. Yes! Whew! That's how it's done. Thank you, Nagi. I smelled my girlfriend, then pick up my spoon. This looks great. I can't wait to dig in.
Oh, it's no problem. And you don't need to thank me. I'm your girlfriend after all. It should be given that I look after you, hey?
I suppose it would. Yeah. I dip my spoon into my porridge under Nagi's watchful gaze, then bring it to my lips. I blow on it. Then I put the spoon in my mouth.
So what do you think? Is it good?
Mmm. I let the porridge linger on my tongue for a few minutes before swallowing. It slides down my throat easily, as I expected it would. It is rice porridge after all, and it's quite watery at that. Nagi must have made it like this on purpose, so it would be easier for me to eat. That was very considerate of her. I'm not sure if I can handle any food that's too solid at the moment, given how unwell I feel. If I had to describe it in one word, I'd say it's pretty homey. It reminds me a little of my mother's cooking, actually. My mother used to make rice porridge just like this when I was young and I was too sick to go to school. This is all rather nostalgic. Right. And anise dropping, let's go. I'm good at this apparently, at least for the time being. Hopefully I'm not saying that at the wrong time. It's good, yeah. Thanks, Nagi.
I'm glad to hear it. I know my cooking isn't the best, but I've been trying. I want to get better. All for your sake. Now, why don't you finish it up? You've got to get a little more food in you.
Aye aye, Captain. I'll do my best.
I'd prefer nurse over captain. The latter sounds a little nautical, hey? But whatever floats your boat.
I finished the rest of my porridge, then washed it down with the cup of herbal tea. The tea wasn't as hot as I was feeling, and it doesn't scald my tongue. I mean, obviously it would, you know. The temperature of it will drop by now. It's quite soothing, in fact. I wonder what exactly is in that tea. Where did Nagi get it? I don't recall buying any of those loose leaves. I'm not a big tea drinker. Maybe she brought it over from her house.
There we go. That wasn't so hard, was it? I'm very proud of you, Ayamo.
Nagi smiles at me angelically after I've finished eating, as for I've succeeded in accomplishing a truly difficult task. You'd be tempted to think, based on the way she's carrying on, I've just run a marathon, which given how I feel right now would be an impossibility. I feel like right now, running a marathon would be impossible for me as well. Walking that distance, easy. Running? That porridge might have bolstered my strength, but there is no way in hell I'm ready to roll back my covers and start working out. Well, it was easy to eat food. You're really good at cooking, girl.
Well, I don't know about that. There are better cooks out there than me, really. All I can really do is follow recipes.
Same. Actually, maybe not same, because sometimes I really just go with the flow. And I don't really do stuff like, oh, you're supposed to boil this for 5 minutes. I will boil it and go with the feeling. Anyway.
I'm not particularly gifted in kitchen, but I have been working hard to make food that's worthy of you.
Worthy of me, you say?
Yeah, you're a great guy, so it's a pretty tall order, but you're not gonna give in. I'm not there quiet yet, but I'm sure I will improve.
Nagi flashes me a peace sign that takes my tray from my bed. I think she means to take it to the kitchen, but instead she sets it on my bedside table and then says,
"This is the least I can do for you, really, given how hard you work."
What do you mean?
You need to eat a lot of healthy, nourishing food, and you need to get a lot of rest. Do you hear me, mister? Otherwise you won't be able to finish the latest chapter of Crimson Fantasia by next Friday.
Crimson Fantasia. It is a game on itch, apparently. I mean, it's not a game by ebi-hime. Now I wonder, did ebi-hime contribute in some way to this game? Doesn't look like it. It must be referring to something else. I think it's referring to something in Toho universe, but maybe I'm wrong. Crimson Fantasia. Why does that name sound so familiar? I'm sure I've heard it before, but it's hard to place it. My brain feels so fizzy. I'd have thought Nagi's rice porridge would give me strength, but it's not having much of an effect. I still feel wretched.
Yeah, Crimson Fantasia.
Fortunately, Nagi is with me, and she seems to know even more about me than I do, at the moment at least.
I want to see what's going to happen, and I'm sure all of your other fans do too. The last chapter ended on such a cliffhanger.
What?
I absolutely have to know what's going to happen to Ares. You can kill her off. Not now she's finally reunited with her sister.
Why does this sound familiar?
She's barely had a chance to talk to Harmonia yet. There is still so much left unspoken between the two of them, and Ares' fight scenes are the coolest in the whole story. I'll be really upset if she doesn't emerge from her scrape with the Arcanist's alive.
Oh. Right. Nagi's just thrown a bunch of impenetrable sounding character names at me, but I think I'm beginning to see, at long last, what she means. Crimson Fantasia is a web novel I've been working on during the last 3 months. Is it? I didn't see that. Crimson Fantasia web novel.
I think that one is not like with the game.
I borrowed a bit of inspiration from Tsuchimiru's incredibly popular for a series, but Crimson Fantasia is much darker. Ooh. Crimson Fantasia stars an average Japanese boy called Haru who, through a series of unfortunate happenstances, winds up being reincarnated in a magical world called Grimoire. Once in Grimoire, he meets the plucky young sorceress, Eris, who was raised an orphan in the slums. Eris looks your 10 a penny racked orphan, but she's actually direct descendant of the royal family. Who would have expected that? What a plot twist. One half of a set of twin princesses who were torn apart for reasons unknown. I know Crimson Fantasia sounds an awful lot like Elf Forest based on the synopsis, but I'm just painting in broad brush strokes. Huh. They're actually not actually that alike. Haru isn't as forgiving as Itsuki is, for one thing. He has quite the temper on him, something which Eris, who isn't shy retiring, has to take him to task for. I'm about to sneeze. Sorry. Then there is Eris herself. Unlike Elf's forests, Princess Luluna, who is beautiful and kind, but during battles quite useless. Eris participates in fights alongside Haru as his equal. She's proficient in wielding a large number of weapons, but she prefers to use a sight. I feel like someone is trying to pick a fight with me. I mean, because when I'm recording this, literally yesterday I streamed Genshin, and Genshin freaked me up. Absolutely freaked me up again when I was pulling for a character that wields a sight, supposedly, and by that I mean Arlecchino, and I'm so pissed! Anyway. I know sights are pretty derived in and on themselves, but I think they look cool, so whatever. They do, yeah. I think it's fine. If Nagi knows about Crimson Fantasia, I suppose she must have read it. I wonder. Oh, are you a fan of Crimson Fantasia, Nagi?
Oh, Ayumo, what sort of question is that?
It was an earnest one. My mind is still all muddled.
I can't tell. I'm still too worried that you've forgotten everything.
I haven't forgotten about Crimson Fantasia or its fanbase. You like it as well, don't you?
Huh? How can you ask that, you big dummy? I know you're trying to be modest. That's one of your most appealing traits, but you don't need to worry about that. Not around me. You should know by now that I don't just like Crimson Fantasia. I love it.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I'm its #1 fan, and that's saying something given it's become so popular. I was there first, however, before it became so big, I was leaving you part of comments right from the very beginning on your blog.
Uh-oh.
That's how we ended up meeting, remember? That day you emailed me asking me out for a coffee was the most precious day of my life. I was so excited, I thought my heart would burst, like for real. I felt like I was meeting a celebrity.
Okay, a note. Supposedly, I asked her out. Supposedly, she was my first fan. Supposedly, she left comments on my blog where I publish my web novel. Interesting. I mean, kind of wrong approach for. Kind of wrong approach if you think, you know, you're meeting a celebrity, I think. And that person asks you out. Anywho.
And in a way, I guess you are. You're quite a big shot, eh?
Huh. This sounds plausible, but I have a few doubts. Is Crimson Fantasia really that successful? I don't know. I mean, it's not like I've seen the blog or anything. Yeah, it's very popular. Let's go with that. It was tough going in the beginning, certainly, but Crimson Fantasia is rather successful now. I can admit, however, that in the early days of its publication it had barely any readers. Good. I always told myself that I was writing for nobody's sake but my own, but it was difficult to keep my morale up during those days. My dreams of becoming a professionally published light novel author, just like Tsuchibirui, were beginning to look depressingly unobtainable. But she was always there. She commented on every single new chapter of mine, even I surpassed the 50 chapter barrier. Her screen name was Nagiko. I remember it well because I always look forward to her feedback. Her comments were detailed, well-considered, and earnest. She asked me a lot of questions about Crimson Fantasia's world setting, the characters, philosophies, and their developing relationships. I thought her enthusiasm was pretty cute. Well, I say she, but I never actually knew Nagiko's gender. I just assumed she was a girl based on her screen name. Well, aren't you a lucky one then? I can't remember sharing any private emails with Nagiko, and I certainly can't remember meeting her in public. But if the smiling girl sitting at my sick bed is anybody, it makes sense that she would be Nagiko. Did I pluck up the courage to email her after all that? If so, that's pretty impressive. Go me! It's not as socially awkward as I thought. I'm not. Whatever. So, if you're a Nagiko... I can't feel my thoughts whirring inside my head like clockwork. Piecing this together is quite a struggle. That must mean you really are my girlfriend then.
Yes, that's right. What else would I be? Silly Aimo. I'm your girlfriend and I love you loads and loads. I love you so much. In fact, I'm gonna do my best to nurse you back in the tip-top fashion. Or my name is Nagi. And it looks like you could use it too. Now let's see how your temperature's doing.
Nagi leans in and presses her forehead against mine.
Woo!
Her lips are very close to my own, to such a degree I can't help but think about kissing her.
Huh?
Nagi peers into my eyes curiously, our faces pressed perilously close, while I, not knowing what else to do, sit there feeling like a stone statue. I was hot already thanks to my fear, but I feel even hotter now! My palms are starting to sweat. I can feel Nagi's breath against my cheek. It's very soft. And for I know I'm being silly, it feels quantifiably different to my own humdrum, everyday breathing somehow. Something about Nagi's irrefutable femaleness is amping this interaction up to the 11. Why am I shaking so much? Her forehead is like ice against mine. I might as well be pressing myself against a window pane in the winter. Doesn't blood run through Nagi's veins? She looks so perfect. I wouldn't be wholly unsurprised. She's so pretty. She might as well be made of plastic. Hopefully not.
You do feel pretty warm, yeah? I guess there is nothing else for it. You'll have to go back to bed, mister.
Is that an order?
It was more a request, I can order you around, however, if you're into that. Should Nurse Nagi tell you to lie back down on the table?
You could, yeah. What if I refuse for?
Oh, then I'll have to give you an injection. That's what naughty boys who don't listen to their nurses deserve. You don't want me to hurt you, do you?
Why their knees went up. Come on. We're just playing around. I know Nagi's joking, but the casual way she talks about hurting me makes me flinch. It brings back memories. What do you mean? What memories? What memories? I remember. But no, that was just a bad dream. What do you remember? I don't want to think about it. What do you remember? Perhaps I would be better off sleeping after all. I want to know what he remembers, but... Let's go. All unease is gone. Woohoo! Alright then, you know best. I don't want to make you worry, so... I then lie down in bed, as obedient as a small child. I'll do what you say. It'd be rude of me not to listen to my nurse.
Oh, yes, that's right. Bad patients with black hearts disobey their nurses, but I know you're not a bad patient. You've always been very sweet. That's why I like you so much, eh?
Now that's interesting. I smile at Nagi. For vaguely through eyelids which are already starting to fall shut. I thought still you were my nurse.
I'm your nurse. I'm nursing you after all. What else would I be?
Well, there is the thing. I yawn. Ugh. I hadn't realized it until I lay my head on my pillow and discovered how soft it is, but I really am tired. I thought you were also my girlfriend.
I'm that too. I can be both, can't I?
Huh. Isn't that a bit unprofessional of you?
It is.
Duh. Medicines aren't supposed to date their patients. I'm sure they have to sign some sort of waiver. You might get in trouble if news of our sordid affair comes to light.
Oh, there's nothing sordid about me being in love with you. My feelings are very pure.
You can say that to me till the cows come home, but it's your supervisor you'll have to convince. And probably a court of law too.
Would I get to sent to prison for falling for you?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe it depends on how sick I am.
Well, that's not fair. I hadn't considered that. It seems awfully cruel that the world could conspire to keep us apart. So you just need to stay here, Ayumo, with me for all eternity. That way nobody will know I'm flouting the law, and I'll never have to lose my medical license, and I'll never have to lose you. I can keep on loving you and looking after you forever and ever. How does that sound?
That might not be such a bad deal, actually.
You think so?
Nagi titters.
I'm glad to hear that. If that's what you want, then that's what you'll get. Your cute nurse Nagi will be on the clock 24/7, so you got nothing to worry about. Just go to sleep, rest your weary head. I'll be here for you. And I'll never, ever leave you.
Nagi's voice is so softly hypnotic. I can't fight against it. She has me in her thrall. My eyelids, which were already dropping, fall shut. And in a quiet, understated sort of way, I fall into a deep, dreamless sleep. I think I can hear somebody calling out to me, albeit vaguely.
Ayumo!
But in their voice, but their voice is so distant it might as well be emanating from another planet. I don't need anybody else but Nagi. I don't want anybody else but Nagi. I just want to fall asleep. And I never ever want to wake up. Huh? Where did that come from? Nani? That's the end? Oh no. I don't know what I'm supposed to expect. No, not expect. Assume, in a way, from this ending? In a way, I hope that... I hope, maybe not hope, but... I hope, in a way, that this relationship goes? Hopefully. It must have been some of my choices that led to... such an abrupt end, to be honest. There are probably multiple endings to this game, knowing life. I wonder how many exactly for. I have absolutely no clue about that. But I did literally get my anise to 0%, so... surely that was a good thing, right? I hope. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. Anywho, the game is linked in the description, as per usual. It's free. Go play it yourself. Go get the other endings as well. The thing is, I don't know how many there are, so yeah. The description also doesn't say how many endings there are. Just multiple endings. Anywho, that was, to be fair, as per usual, a fun little game from ebi-hime. I'll be playing this a little more to maybe find out what else this game hides and so on. What would happen if that anise went up in the end? I'm curious. So I'm gonna be checking that for sure. And you should do too. Again, the game is free on itch.io, so go download it, play it as well. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll sit to another game, I guess. Okay. Hope you enjoyed quite lovely story with Nagi over here. If you did like the video, if you're new around, subscribe as well. That would be super appreciated. And of course, have a wonderful day. Hopefully also I'll see you next game. Bye bye.